What's going on, everybody? It's Timmy G. This is Timmy G's spot. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about much tonight, whatever fucking time it is. Really don't matter. I was gonna get on at 10:30 or 10, but a little bit late. But fuck it, you know what I mean? Don't even matter. Um, I didn't screen share anything. I wanted to do talk about a little bit of my story and start off by saying that nobody whoops my ass worse than I do. Period. I am my biggest enemy in my head. Biggest one I got. There's not a single person aside from, people maliciously doing it or maybe just the way their chemical makeup is that does something to influence my life that makes me realize I put myself in a position to be hurt. And that being said, I was at a gun show one day, and there was these carnies at this gun show. It was like they had a bunch of TVs set up back there, and some BB guns, and some bullshit behind this table. And there was this guy, and what you would do is you would grab 4 darts or 5 darts, however many fucking darts there were, and you throw it at this board with these checkers. It was just a like tic tac toe, but just 10 by 10 or 10 by 20, however many it was, and you throw the darts at that board, and the points would add up and give you a prize, and you get to a certain point in that game where you you were about to lose, and then you throw the darts at the board again, and you'd have to give them the same amount of money. It started out at $2 to throw these darts. So I threw the darts, and they'd add them up, and then to throw them again, it'll be $4. So I threw those darts again. It was $4. I threw those darts again, and it was $8. I threw those darts again. It was $16. And I got to a point where I was like, man, this don't look like it's going anywhere. I got a stick of gum, maybe. We'll call it a stick of gum. That's what I got out of this dart game. And then it turned into the next time you throw the darts, and I threw the darts again. And now you have insurance on this dart game that we're playing. Keep in mind, you're running a bill up and you're looking at a $500 prize and you're throwing for $16 and you're doing the math in your head. You're a pretty smart guy. You're doing this math in your head and you got it running down like, man, it's 30. I've spent a total of maybe, $50. Cool. Whatever. $50 for a carnival game. Yeah. Whatever. Well, then it turns into, you're not really counting the dart numbers, but more the money that you're spending on the dart game. So I'm throwing the darts again, and I get this insurance. So now it becomes a game of, well, you're insured no matter what. You can't lose no matter what. You can't lose your insurance. So how about you throw the darts one more time? And you throw the darts again, and now you spend $100 and you got a BB gun. $100, BB gun that ain't worth no $20. So I'm here with this guy and I'm looking at him and I'm like, I'm gonna get triple my money out of this dart game. That's the way this is gonna go. Between me and you, I got $3,500 in my pocket. So who can play this dart game longer? Well, I throw the darts down one time and I start to count how many's on the board. And, you know, he snatches the darts off the board and I wasn't able to count. But I'm like, fuck you. I got money. So I throw the darts again. And Mac Miller's playing, man. That's good shit. What is that? These are my wings. That's a good one. That's a banger. Anyway, I throw the darts again at this fucking board. 120 this time. Whatever the fuck it was. Don't really matter. You get the fucking point if you're watching this video. And I throw them again. 240. Throw them again. 440, whatever the fuck, 480. And now I've spent a significant chunk of that $3,500. And I'm looking at this guy, and your eyeballs are shaking, and your face is red, and everything's fucked up, you know? And you're looking at him like, well, this one better add up. And sure enough, you throw the darts at the board again, and the numbers don't add up. So that day right there was the first day I told myself I would not ever gamble again. You should have seen the first time I told myself I wasn't gonna drink again. Or the first time first time I told myself I wasn't gonna do this outside of this again, or whatever. I've broken promises to myself more times than I care to explain, and I don't have any problem with admitting it, not a single bit. Um, but at the end of that dart game, I started to realize, and I started to wonder, if I ever threw these darts at this board, if any of the numbers that would have ever added up to this. And I'm like, man, there's ones and twos on the board, and threes, fours, there's everything on the board. So I mean, at some point, they all got to add up to something, but they don't. And so I walked away from that gun show with not a single thing in my hands but 2 BB guns and a couple of Bluetooth stereos. And I was 3 years sober at the time. My baby was a year old or so, a year or two old. And I'm living in a rental house. And I was just like, what a arrogant piece of shit you are. What a arrogant asshole you are for playing this game. And we had enough to get by, and we had enough to eat, and I've been blessed. I've been blessed for my higher power to explain stuff to me in a way that I can understand it. So fast forward, I start going to the casino, and I start playing a little bit of blackjack. I start playing a little bit of baccarat. I start playing. Um, and I never win. I maybe walk out even a couple times, and I spread maybe take $2,500 to play with and spread it 25,000 in play off that $2,500. And I bet big sometimes, and I've had my runs at the casino where I started playing that dart game again. We're gonna just call everything the dart game. And because that's pretty much what gambling is it's a game of chance. You can try to be as knowledgeable and as skillful about it as you want to, but behind the scenes, there's stuff going on that just really is inexplainable. It's I'm not going to say a statistical impossibility, but I've had a significant amount of fuck it on the table and seen a 8 card 21 that just don't make no sense. But what you gonna do? You gonna pitch a fit in the casino? You gonna fit, and I ain't gonna pitch no fit in no casino. Um, that being said, I bought into my first honey pot today, and really all it did was it drained a little bit of money. Obviously, I'm not gonna say how much it was. It wasn't nothing significant to my livelihood or anything like that, but it was what most people it would help some people. And that's what I keep thinking, is that would have helped somebody. That could have really improved somebody else's life, and I just flushed it down the fucking toilet. But now I got a number on one of my wallets that I can show my other, you know what I mean? Because it just keeps climbing. So, when I show that phone, I can be like, "Man, look, that's a good screenshot." I got $25,000 right there. You can't fucking move it. You can't do nothing with it. It's just there. And I remember Jules talking about it the other day. It was pretty cool because it's like the world is one step ahead of you are in this game of gambling, and that's just the way it is. And unless you are unless you built the bank You don't see the interest from the loan. I don't. People like me don't. So that's where I've came to with it, and that's where I'm kind of distraught at the fact that I'm like, well, I'm my worst enemy. I beat myself up. But I've been saying it the whole fucking time, and that is tomorrow I will be in that work truck and I'll go out there and I'll make the money the same way that I got it the first time, and that's life. Man, I wish I could play Frank Sinatra right now. That's life. I love that shit. But man, if you play, be ready to lose. And if you lose, be ready to take it. And if you're done playing, stop playing. And if you wanna play more, then double down because you might as well. And, um, and that's pretty much where I'm at with it, is you gonna double down or you gonna kick rocks? Because 'Cause I've kicked rocks and more shit than I care to mention, and it's usually panned out better for me, either because here's something can pan out financially and not make a fuck out here in real world. It could not make a single shit what pans out financially, because some things are worth more than money. And to me, those things are my family, and those things are, my watches and my things and my life and food. Ooh, I fucking love food, baby. I just tore down 2 things of fucking ramen noodles in here, the spicy chicken kind, and I'm toasty, boy, feeling good. So another story is the way that I came about being sober. You know, I'm kind of a round peg in a square hole anywhere that I go. Now I get along well with people. I'm very versatile as it comes to dealing with the world around me and coexisting with people and being respectful with people and giving people their opinions and letting me have mine and all that good stuff. I'm socially, I'm all there, you know. But as far as inside looking in, it's, I think I take stuff a little bit deeper than a lot of people do, in the sense that I'm gonna improve on myself no matter what happens. Now, drugs and alcohol were the first things that I ever had to tell myself that you can't beat this. You can't beat this by yourself. Because in the work life, it works. Out there on a job site, doing what I do, being proactive, busting your ass, working till 9 a.m., from the night before all the way through the night, all the way, sober or high, either fucking one, don't matter to me. That works out there. That'll get you by. It'll make you money. Um, it has its place in business. It has its place in work. Uh, it has its place in profitability and being productive. But in drinking and using, that attitude don't work. That attitude's killed more people in my life than I care to mention. That attitude has killed family members of mine. That attitude has killed best friends of mine. I've seen uh, I've seen a 19-year-old boy gone, dead. And I've been around people that has admitted that they've had people die in front of them and raided their pockets, after. So I know what's out there. And that's why I like to stay in here, but in order to stay in here, I have to improve what's in here, or I'm not gonna be able to live comfortably. And I say all that to say that when I got sober, I couldn't see myself living sober and I couldn't see myself living high. So at that point right there, you have to make a choice to either conform to the world around you and take things as they are or as they seem to be, no matter how twisted it is, and live in the moment and move day by day, and I think it's doable, as long as you know who you are to yourself. And me knowing who I am to myself, I can see where, I saw where I didn't have a choice but to drink. And some people, I tell people all the time that I'm an alcoholic and a drug addict, and that's the way that I'm gonna die. I just wanna die sober, you know? And I know guys that have lost everything they have in a casino, on a slot machine, on a fucking slot machine, dude. $2,000 pools at a time, $4,000 pools at a time. And I've also seen guys blow through $2.9 million in lawyer fees, hookers, and drugs. So those people didn't never have a problem telling me what they had been through. So I feel like it's my job to tell people what I've been through. Even though I know if there is somebody out there that's built like me, there ain't a thing that I can say to them because they got to go out there and they got to do it. Um, and having that number on my phone is funny in that honeypot situation because I don't give a fuck about the money, dude. It really, and me and Bull Shark talked about this. I said, dude, I can lose, bro. I can lose with the best of them, but that right there is fucking twisted, bro. But you're living in a twisted world. Twisted. And my conviction in the because again, everybody on my X, it's cryptocurrency people, and I don't care about dogs, this and that. Fuck, what you gonna fucking do to me? I'm on borrowed time anyway. But I'm gonna ride my position and crash out all the way till the wheels fall off. The question is if that thing's gonna be dragging the ground or hitting the fucking sky when they fall off. And and I can see my old self taking that honey pot on my phone and saying, "Hey, here, look, I'm up." And nobody would know the fucking difference. Outsiders ain't gonna know the fucking difference. Your mama, they ain't gonna know the difference. How sick is that, bro? Like, and honestly, we think that's not planned. You know what I mean? Like that's not a thing. That's not an infiltration. Now I'm not talking about you know it as a whole because somewhere inside me, I want to hope that cryptocurrency and meme coins and these communities that people talk about as a whole are good, and I want to believe that there are good people out there, and I'd like to think that, but that's malicious. That is diabolical. That is cringy, and I think a lot of people in these spaces know that. Now the question is are they there to hurt you? Or are they there to benefit themselves through your actions? And, unless you're swimming in the middle of the pool, unless you're, on a crowded boat in the middle, you could fall off in the water. I could see where you could fall off in the water really, really easily in this game. So this is me documenting my journey of what I've learned, and I'm really glad that I'm seeing this my first, you know, really active week into maybe 2 weeks into this whole meme coin thing, and I hope that somebody sees this one day and they're like, "Ooh, fuck, man! In 2024, it used to be fucked up." But I'm not bitching about the money because, like I said, I got work tomorrow. There's work on the books, and I feel like now that this happened to me, I can go out there and I can make my living and I can stop worrying about this because I said this is where this is staying, and I can get on here at night and be a thorn in everybody's ass and keep rocking along with it because that's what I'm best at anyway, dude. You should see the fucking glass businesses out here. I'm a thorn in their ass too because they make they make good money, but they know I'm happier. They know I'm working for myself. They ain't got their thumb on my fucking head anymore. They ain't got nothing on me. And Rampage posted something today. The gambler, John Good what's his name from Roseanne? John Goodman, is that his name? The guy on Big Lebowski, when he's talking about a position of fuck it. I've been in a position of fuck it for the last 2 years. I can take risks because I'm in a position of fuck it. You know, if I lose it, fuck it. If I do good, fuck it. What's next? Now, I'm young er in the whole grand scheme of things, so I still have a lot of doing left to fucking do. There's still a lot of stuff that I want to accomplish, you know. Being a crypto head, knowing everything about it is more of a challenge to me than an actual fucking a resume or anything. I don't net worth because at some point you're as happy as you're going to be, no matter what you have. And I'm a living example of that. You're going to be as happy as you're going to be, no matter what you got. And people say money don't buy happiness, and I got buddies that say, "Well, yeah, I'd like to find out. I'd rather cry in a Mercedes Benz than in a damn Nissan Altima," all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, man, but I hope you get there to see it because on this side, it's all really interesting. The human relations part of it, the if I know if you the soft white underbelly. And if you've ever seen Soft White Underbelly, those little episodes that guy does with the homeless people interviewing them, oh my god, it's amazing. He just sits there and he pays them maybe whatever he pays them. I don't know. I don't know enough to speak on it. But he gives them some money and he's just really interested in getting their story and he just lets them talk, And a lot of them are sitting there just, messed up. And what was that punk rocker's name, dude? The one that was just like nasty. He's had Mickey Mays on there on his podcast and Gigi Allen. Gigi Allen's brother was on Soft White Underbelly, and it was a pretty good episode because he's like 60 something years old, all white hair and white beard, and down through the middle of his beard, it looks like just blood. It's just blood red. It's pretty neat. But he talks about how Gigi was kind of special growing up when they were kids, and I take a really big interest in other people that came before me, like Elvis and Mac Miller and artists, George Michael's fantastic artist, um, and Freddie Mercury, everybody, all of them were just really good people and very conflicted in their self and their self identity. And I think about that and I'm like, man, you know, they had everything. And I've seen guys that had everything. I know a guy that's got 2 private drivers because he can't never have a license anymore. He wears Armani suits every day. I mean, he can't drive nowhere. And he's miserable. I wouldn't trade what I have right now for what he has. Honestly, I wouldn't do it because I'm happy. I'm a happy person. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be doing this. I'm happy to be talking to people and individuals. And if anybody ever wants to talk to me on X and just message me and have a phone call with me, we can have a phone call anytime you want to. And I like to have myself available to other people to share experience because your experience may be different than mine. Hmm. But I say all that to say that, man, crypto's a dirty, dirty dog, bro. It's a dirty little dog. And I don't give a fuck, bro. Because after I realized I wasn't able to put those funds out, what I did was I started going to spaces and just random spaces, nothing affiliated with Crash because I love that community, good people. But as they were talking, I was just like,
nobody gives a fuck. You don't know what you're talking about. Nobody else does either. We're all fucked. It's going to zero. Everything's going to zero.
it's not, man. This bitch keeps on rolling. It keeps on rolling. There's ups and downs, but and I've told everybody else this that I'm done putting money in, and I put money in last night and lied to myself. Man, I've lied to myself numerous times, and I'm glad that that is the bottom line right there, where I feel like I'm, I don't want to be done with this because I want it to do well. Obviously, anybody that puts money in anything wants it to do well, but like I don't have to I don't have to worry about it no more because it's gonna do what it's gonna do, and I'm not touching my position. And my position sucks, by the way. Sucks compared to the people's that had it when I got in here. It was really like, man, I got 2 million on it. Oh shit, I don't. I ain't got I ain't got a million. I ain't even got a million, man. They're looking at me like, well, why the fuck is your redneck ass here? I'm trying to I'm trying to learn. Oh shit. It's funny, dude, but it ain't funny, you know? And I kept thinking about that old me taking that phone out. Staring at their screen and watching this and letting it consume them. Please get up, get out, and go play, bro. Like Nickelodeon used to have on TV. Get up, get out, and go play. Go do something. If you want a position in this, put a position in it and walk the fuck away, bro. Walk the fuck away from the screen because this right here, this whole crypto game gets deep, bro. I mean, it is these dudes are impressive at what they do. They are professionals at what they do. They are excellent at what they do. And I like the Crash team. I love the Crash team. I'm with them. Like I said, if it goes to zero, I'd like to feel like everybody tried the hardest they can, and nothing until somebody was to bring me the math and say, "Hey, look at this. I got my boys back. Dicey's my boy." You know what I mean? Because I ain't got no reason to doubt nobody. And it's a good project. It's a well intentioned project. I feel like so that's what's different with it for me. Um, but man, listen, I live in Birmingham, Alabama. Come find me. I don't give a fuck. I live in Birmingham, Alabama, in Bessemer. Let me pull it up. I'm not gonna screen share, but I'm gonna pull something up real quick. Let me see what's going on here. The crime rate in Bessemer, Alabama is 43 people per 1,000 residents. Rate of crime. One of the highest rates of crime in America. I say that to say, if you're in a room with 300 people, somebody trying to rip your ass off. If you're in a room full of 300 drug addicts, somebody trying to rip your ass off. If you in a room full of 300 crypto heads, somebody is trying to rip your ass off. Get with some people that can tell you and that like you enough to tell you. That's the bad part. Somebody's got to like you enough to tell you your ass is being ripped off. I don't know how you get in with those people. I don't really give a fuck. Me personally, because like I said, this is my play and I ain't got to worry about all that. But from the outside looking in at all the people that's going to be in here doing this, I'm going to be right here saying the same thing, is get with some people if you want to get into it to make sure your ass ain't getting ripped off. And my ass, I'm telling you that, and I'm down, because I got to thinking about it. How many people you think, and I don't believe it's this way for Crash because it's too soon, from what I know, and I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. Don't know nothing about crypto. How many people you think staying in a coin trying to amp that bitch so their position goes up enough to sell? It's just theoretical. It's a game. My odds are a lot of people, and I could turn it to, hey, join this or join that, but the fact of the matter is like my contacts really don't have no validity until I'm up. So I ain't got to really lie to you. I don't know. I hope it's good play. It seems like great people. They are good people from what I can tell. I was Dicey messaged me and asked and checked on me today because he don't understand. I don't mind losing, man. My ass don't mind no losing, bro. I'll lose with the best of them. But I've seen 8-card 21s several times. I've seen a hard 4 hit while I was laying a 4 5 times in a row. Is what it is. Some people say, man, it's just dice. Hey, you right until you're there. Because I'll go in, they'll let my girlfriend win. They'll give her a little $600, but they know my ass is going in to drop a load up in there. Drop a load up in there. It just is the way it is. And that's the psychology of markets. When you're playing the game, you're in the psychology, period. If you're playing the game, you're in the middle of the rat race. You're the rat. Invest in the casino. I don't know how to do it. Don't know how to do it. Don't know what that looks like here. I'm gonna find it out. Better believe that Timmy G gonna find it out. But is what it is. And I'm Docs, man. I'm just some guy. What do I know? But I'm gonna figure it out. I figured out a lot harder shit than this. Now the intricates of it, nah. I want to learn that about as much as I want to learn paperwork. Just tell me where to go, and I got pointed here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. If you're watching this video, you're here for a reason. And it's a beautiful day up in America. Beautiful night. I think it's cloudy out here, but there's oxygen. Sky hadn't fell yet. We're gonna get up tomorrow and do the same thing. Good Lord willing, and lets me. And that's good, dude. That's the meat and potatoes of it all. And I don't want to get on here and sound like I'm bitching or anything like that, because I ain't bitching, dude. I ain't bitching. It just, I tend to be a paranoid individual anywhere I go. I try to be real respectful because you never know. You don't know when it's that's the end of it for them. You know what I mean? You don't know. So I'm respectful to everybody. because I ain't gonna go out and especially in public or anything like that. Now, if I got something to say to somebody one on one, I'm gonna get with them and I'm gonna say it, and that's we'll handle it like men. But as far as me disrespecting somebody in person, in public setting where other people, because somebody else might get paranoid, but me, I try to look all the way around me, and that comes from some bad experiences. And I mean, I've been robbed twice in Birmingham at gunpoint, 2 times, and I'm around a bunch of guys that say, "Tim, that happened to me. I didn't pull that thing on my make it happen." I'm like, bro, you don't know until you know, bro. When it's done, it's done. You say we're gonna do what you want to do, but that's it. 19 years old, story's done. That's it. That's the end of your story, Tim. And I didn't want that, so I ain't gonna do nothing. I'm paranoid around people. I'm always questioning motives to myself because I've been fucked over several times. I've went on from being fucked over several times. Ain't nothing to me. But, also, if I'm around people that don't know, or if I'm around a kid, let's say I was hanging out at this place or this place, and now it's been 5 years since I've been there, and I'm however old I am, 5 years away from them, and let's say an 18-year-old kid can now go to this place, or 21, whatever those age groups, however they line up. You know what I'm fucking saying? Unbeknownst to him, what actually goes on in the back room of this establishment, unbeknownst to them. And so I'm gonna tell the kid, "Hey, don't be going in that back room playing poker." you know. Now, once you get in that back room, there ain't nothing nobody can do for you. It's done. Once the money's on the table, it's gone. And that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with the drugs and the alcohol too, though. But you can't tell nobody shit till they know. And a person like me really wants to figure it out, and somebody else really wants to figure it out, and they're gonna, some of them are gonna go through and they're gonna figure it out, and some of them ain't. And I heard them talk about it in the spaces today. Is who your friends know. Your friends, get to know people. And that's really the move. Is finding whenever preparation meets opportunity, how prepared are you when the opportunity presents itself? And do you know that you know that you know that it is the right opportunity to do so now? And usually that comes from the gut, but not with gambling. Not with gambling. It's just the way it is. I don't know why. I guess because I don't think it. I don't think it doesn't. I don't get biblical on anybody, but the principles are fantastic principles. Nevertheless, anybody could agree with that. It's not money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. I believe it's my love of money is the root of evil. And we're going to go to the path of least resistance. And to me, the path of least resistance is gambling, because I'm a degenerate. 2 + 2 = pi. That none of that matters to me, because I had to go out and figure out how to make money in order to be in a position to play the game. And I can win in a lot of areas of the game, and I can lose in a lot of areas of the game. So a lot of people are diversified in their portfolio in cryptocurrency. I'm diversified in my portfolio in life. Cryptocurrency may take everything I got in it and spit it out the other fucking end to whoever the fuck else in some other country somewhere. I don't give a shit. That's my game. I'm done. But I'm gonna make it in real estate. I'm gonna make it in my glass company. I'm in this life, bro. So, and I think I've met some really cool people out here doing this. I think that I think they're some of the best individuals out there. I think it's really neat if you do it right. I did it wrong, and I hope that it pans out and gets better, and I hope that I can diamond hand this shit to a Billy, you know, and I think that would be ideal for anybody that's planning on getting into it. But if you don't play more than you're willing to lose, never play anything more than what you are willing to lose. And that's where I really bumped myself on the head with this was I told myself I wasn't. I told myself that was it. But I heard in the spaces today, man, right when you say that, man, that's the time to double down. Man, I was doubling down. Bro, you late to the party if you just now doubling down. I've been doubled down. What are you talking about? I've been doubled down longer than all y'all. So it's cool, man. Just be careful. Do your investigations. Always do your investigations if you're gonna degenerate. I've had a couple good pan outs with some hop ins like that. Nothing substantial, you know. But I just hate it, man. I hate it for anybody else that's going through that. I know out there somebody put their last on one of these. You know, I can't stand that because I know somebody is disheartened and broken from it. But, you know, I'm here to voice my opinion on it. It is just my opinion. It's not financial advice. It's nothing of the sorts. It's just a redneck's opinion. But I also am operating from a place of fuck you. So there ain't much else to do other than to watch, you know, and I'm gonna stay up to date. And I'm gonna keep helping this team out because I believe in what it stands for, and I think they're really good guys. Um, it was just kind of one of those aha moments. I caught y'all, you know, even though you were told up front, but even being told up front can be a manipulation strategy. So it's kind of really it's more psychological than what anybody can ever the casino is more psychological than what anybody could ever imagine. It just is. It is. They know everything. They know how much attention you need. They know how much they know how much you feel when you're not getting that attention. They know how you play when you're not getting that attention. They know how you play when you're not getting this amount of drinks, down to a science. They know how many times you've looked at the app to ask yourself if you're going to schedule a trip to go, and they will send you promotions. And at 18 years old, they'll send you a credit card. It's dirty. It's almost as dirty as the pharmaceutical industry, in my opinion. Gambling, pharmaceuticals, alcohol, all of it. It's all there. It's all there. There's it's all there. If you don't believe me, look. Look. Take your time and investigate and look before you go, cannonball up into stuff because, I've done my fair share of cannonballing, and I will continue to do my fair share of cannonballing in my own time the way I want to, you know, and that's life. Um, yeah, man, but we gonna be all right. I don't have any comments in the section today, and there's 23 people listening. Y'all must be looking at y'all looking at me like I'm crazy, or anybody identify with anything? Or I'm the only one. I I'm gonna start going live and just not saying anything, just standing here like this. It's funny, man. Because at the end of the day, anybody can take this video clip and clip it up and make me look any way they want to make me look. But out here in the real world, I know who I am. That's funny. That's dirty. And that's why you got to be careful with what you say. You know, I'm speaking from my opinion and my experience, and my experience is not going to be the same as anybody else's experience. But you know, just there's good people and there's bad people. There's good things and there's bad things, and that's the bottom line. That's the bottom. You can take that on to the bank, man, and cash that check because it'll clear, man. I promise. Hey, trust me, it'll clear. Oh, um, somebody asked me something. Anything. Ask me something. I want to talk about something. Mm. I know there ain't no 23 people watching me scroll on this damn phone. That's funny as hell. Oh. The Quest, Mac Miller. Anybody else? It's a banger, bro. Shh, shh. Yeah. Shh. Oh. So, yeah, man. I also did some investigation about another uh, coin that I was in before I jumped the honey. Jumped the honey. Um, and I was sitting in there and listening. I told y'all what I was doing there. I was listening. And I was just like
What the fuck y'all talking about?
popping out, but I wasn't doing it like trolling. I wasn't in the live doing it. I was just like doing it to myself because I was like, that's funny as shit. What if I just did that all the time? But you get kicked out of a space. It's bad etiquette. Really bad etiquette for degenerates. I had a guy tell me one day I was playing craps, dude. And he was like, "Man, you can't do that." I was like, "What you mean I can't do that?" Because I was like, I was throwing the dice and I was on a hot streak, dude. I was rolling, rolling. I'm talking about highs, lows, and alls rolling. And I was taking the dice and I was stopping rolling. I wasn't moving. And I would tell him what to do with my bet. I didn't have them in both hands. I know etiquette. I could play fucking craps. And he was telling me what to do. He was like, "You can't, man. You gotta hurry up. You gotta get money." I was like, "Bro, I'm fucking shooting. Man. When you want to give me the money to play with, you can give me the money to play with, and I'll play with the money your way. But while you're here and I'm shooting, I'm playing it my way, and I'll lose every bit of it playing it my way if I want to. But I just hit the high, lows, and alls for you, dude. So what are you bitching about? You should be tipping me right now." And he wasn't happy. Don't nobody like being told what the fuck's up. Nobody ever. We got a world full of bosses and not a much. We got a bunch of chiefs and no Indians. We got a bunch of bosses and no workers. Everybody in my business can tell me how to run my business better than I can. So I end up having to do, 75% of it, 60% of it. It's getting better though. We got some good guys. There's some good guys. And I surround myself with them, and I'll do whatever I can do to make them happy because they're worth it to me. Not just in business, but you start developing relationships with people. That's the most important thing because they can come to me and they know they can ask me for anything. and I'll do it for them because they have no clue what they do for me. And it ain't like I said, it ain't the money. It's just the one less thing I have to think about because there's so much going on between these 3 companies that it's stupid, man. That's all the time. Something, 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 and they know I need help, you know. And I'm all about asking for help because it's just it's the way of the world. I've learned a long time ago I can't do everything by myself. Um And that's all right, man. That's a good place to be when you get to a point of throwing your hands up and understanding that you know just as much as everybody else does, and we don't know shit. You think you know everything about something, and then along comes a baby, and along comes it's just, oh my god, man, this world's crazy. It's a crazy world we live in. But man, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I think that's pretty neat if these are real people. Wish I'd post a comment or something so I can know somebody's in here listening. But yeah, y'all take it back to the drawing board, remix that shit, bring it back, make it fresh, take it easy.